one of the ways in which the Four Elements meditation is really helpful is in terms of dealing with desire, lust, craving. So when there's desire in the mind, this can be a very helpful counterbalance to look at the material world in this way. Well, look, it's made up of these four elements. It's impersonal, clearly. And maybe it's not so desirable after all, whatever it is we're wanting. So this can be a very valuable kind of counterbalance to desire. On the other hand, if one is, say, experiencing a period of not having any particular desire in the mind, or even feeling aversion, negativity, rather more than desire, if one is having that kind of an experience, then it's helpful to bring in different kinds of practices. So, the Buddha said for the hindrance of desire, contemplate the four elements. But for the hindrance of aversion or negativity, when we're feeling actually, quite wisely in a way, what a burden is this body? What a burden is this life? What's the point of it all? When we have these kind of mind states, it's not so helpful to consider the four elements necessarily, but to bring in something that balances again, brings the mind to a state of kind of sense of well-being. Something like metta meditation, to bring in loving kindness. So we have to really know our minds, and we have to bring in the right tools and the right balancing factors at the right times. So when there's disinterest or dullness towards the body, mind, life, and a feeling of, what's the point? Why should I take care of any of this? There's a flavour there of kind of vibhava tanha, wanting to get away from, kind of aversion, not wanting to be here. So when there's this kind of experience, consider loving kindness practice, consider metta practice, bring in a sense of well-being. May I be well. May I be free from suffering. May I experience well-being. May all beings be well. And this is a helpful way to reflect and to generate a kind of sense of happiness, of a more even state of mind, so that we can continue to practice well. So yes, thank you. Let's consider when to use the four elements practice, when to consider the four elements, and when to just let that go and bring in other kinds of practices. Always noticing what's going on in the mind right now, and how can I help myself to continue and sustain this practice.